Welcome back to WrestleQuest, some more wrestling talk, wrestling news. Make sure to hit them buttons and join the discussion below. But this RKO is an absolute beaut. This is just back on the 18th, so 12, 13 days ago. Orton caught him off the ropes with it, just perfect timing. I love when the RKO out of nowhere comes like this, man. It takes me back to DDP, man. Diamond Dallas Page back, in the Monday Night Wars wrestling era, the best wrestling there ever really was. A lot of people say, obviously, DDP had that like Cinderella run later on in his life. No one thought he could do it in the the Diamond Cutter was so over. People loved it, and there was just a million ways that he could put it on you, and reversals and whatever. But this was a way. It always really had the crowd pop in a whole nother way when he would just catch him in air with it. But if you don't get that timing right, it's ugly. It's a bad botch. And with all that being said, man, Orton just was so on point with the timing and where he's been with this return. What does everyone think? Rate this. It's like people are going nuts about this RKO. The fact that he fixed his wedding band after, and it's just being referenced by a lot of the fans as the cleanest RKO he's ever did. I mean, is that a reach or what? And what do you think about his return thus far since he's been back? What do you rate it, man? They better get him in there with Gunther for that. Get that asterisk off the King of the Ring title. His shoulder was up. We're supposed to see a rematch at some point. This is a bit shocking to me. I'm surprised WWE and Chad Gable hadn't been able to come to terms on a new deal. His contract is set to expire very soon, and no deal has been reached yet. And there's just all kinds of stuff going on right now online. And the fans are all debating if Otis is going to turn on him because he's, it's looking like he's not going to re-sign. So are they going to break the team up? Gable's sharing all these heartfelt stories about the grind for him and Otis, what it was like when they got elevated to the main roster, buying a house. All this after training for the Olympics, going to the Olympics as well, too. It's just, what's going on? Why can't they lock this deal up? Do you think it would be a shame to see him go? Do you think he will go? I mean, when it comes to negotiations like this a lot, we never, with WWE at least, get the full story of what's going on. If it's the talent that wants more and they're off on the numbers with the company, or if the company's not even really reaching out like that, we don't know. They only let us know what they want us to know. But the fact that the time is running out and the fact that Gable just keeps writing all these heartfelt messages has me really thinking the deal might expire. What do you think? Do you think it will? Or do you think it'd be a big mistake to let him walk? And if he does walk, do you think they're going to break the team up? That would be a shame, too. I don't know what to make of it. And then rounding out our pro wrestling talk, pro wrestling news on this episode here, everyone is tripping off this TNA Impact Wrestling WWE collab. Pretty wild, man. I mean, we saw this a few years back. Wasn't Mickie James the TNA or Impact Women's Champ, Knockout Champ, and appeared at the WWE Royal Rumble? That was a pretty big deal. A lot of people took notice, but the big talk now is Jordynne Grace. They're showing on Impact Wrestling clips from her pulling up on NXT, face off in the middle of the ring, challenge one of NXT's top stars, and she's going to go back there and wrestle her champion versus champion interpromotional match, and it's getting advertised right on Impact. WWE clips on Impact TV. Never thought we'd see something like this, and it seems none of the fans really ever did neither. I had been hearing talks of this a week or two ago, but for it to go over in this way, I don't think anyone saw that. Like multiple appearances, clips being shared interpromotionally, and a big payoff, a champ versus champ match. Could this be the beginning of some kind of working relationship between the companies? What do you think? It kind of takes me back to, the 90s, right? The ECW, WWE working relationship. When we saw ECW pull up on Monday Night Raw, Jerry Lawler went and did some stuff with ECW. It was pretty cool. You know, a lot of people didn't know that Vince and Heyman had like struck a deal, and you know, Vince sent some guys down there like El Snow and Aldo Montoya, Justin Incredible, just to name a few. Comment some of the other guys that he sent down there to hone their skills and use ECW as kind of like a farm system, a developmental system, which nowadays, obviously, WWE has its own with NXT as a third brand, a developmental brand. But maybe this Impact relationship, which I don't want to jump the gun, you know, it's pretty interesting what we're seeing going on, but this could be it. They could have the payoff and that's it. But I'm just saying, if they were to continue to do stuff like this, there has been a lot of talks about how NXT is supposed to become more like a third brand rather than a developmental brand, but only time will tell. So thank you for watching. Hit the comments below, subscribe for more pro wrestling content, and I'm gone.